Yo, what's happening, YouTube? Shea Hustler back again with another video. This time it's about Stephen A. catching backlash about comments of Jasmine Crockett. Let's get into it. First, let's get into the video of Stephen A. Smith saying what he said about Jasmine Crockett. Let's get into it.
This is the game. And the American citizens are pawns. But nobody is worse off than blacks. As I religiously stated throughout the years, when white folks catch a cold, black folks catch pneumonia. It's always worse for us. Pick any historical data you want to point to. It is always worse for us. And I believe ourselves in ways that serve to alienate the very people who can help us. You AOC, you Jasmine Crockett or somebody like that. Ladies, I respect intelligent women, no doubt. But how a Jasmine Crockett chooses to express herself, I'm like, is that going to help your district in Texas? Aren't you there to find a way to get stuff done as opposed to just being an impediment to what Trump wants? How much work goes into that? I'm just going to go off about Trump, cuss him out every chance I get, say the most derogatory, incendiary things imaginable, and that's my day's work. That ain't work.
And he's telling the truth. All she does, Jasmine Crockett, all she does is throw ad hominem attacks at Donald Trump. Anybody in that in the seat, in a Republican for that matter. She never comes with facts. She always gaslighting. She always throwing stuff that has nothing to do with nothing. She makes up lies and just ghetto as she could be. I don't see how anyone in that party just can really sit there and have her represent her in that party. And AOC is really ain't no better. She's the radical one out the bunch. But I don't see how Jasmine Crockett can sit there and just gaslight the people in the community. And as far as running for the district down in Texas, she does nothing for the community. She's not really from Texas. She grew up with a silver spoon, a gold spoon in her mouth. And she has the people food that she's with them. She's part of them. And really, Jasmine Crockett has a different lifestyle than most of black people. So this is what Stephen A. just said about Jasmine Crockett, as far as representing the Democratic Party and how she's going on there throwing ad hominem attacks at Donald Trump and the rest of the administration and stuff like that. And she once called Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas, something like that. Mr. Hot Wheels. Yeah, she called him Hot Wheels. So she got anything funny to say and make up all these jokes and talk trash about other people. But when it's fired back at her, she just blows up into a little frenzy and she just all of a sudden now she's the victim. You see what I'm saying? So I pay her no attention. I just shut her out because she's nobody that, she's a joke to me, really, to be honest with you. I really don't respect anybody from that side anyway, as far as the Democratic Party. But this goes to show what Stephen A. said. He wasn't out of the way. He was just, explaining and telling his side as far as what Democrat person over there in that party could compete and give a competitive or a different policy to go up against Trump and his administration. And up to this point, there has been no policy. Everyone just on social media, just like us content creators, they're doing the most. They're spreading false narratives. They're fabricating everything about Trump and the Republican administration. They're the reason why the government is shut down. They won't say that, but they're trying to flick it on and turn it on around like it's the Republicans' fault. But they can't even come to a bipartisan agreement for them to get the health care in line so they can have the government back up and running. They don't want to revamp that because they know that it's for the immigrants. But they will lie about it. They will dance around every question that comes at them about why the government shut down. Oh, it's Trump's fault. Oh, it's just because he don't want the health care back up. That ain't it. All of them try to come to an agreement to see whether they could tear that Obamacare insurance down, so they could build up a new health care where it's for the people, the American people, because that's what Trump is for, the American people. They're giving free health care and free everything for the migrants, but it's nothing for us, and that's why the government is shut down. Don't let these people fool you, man. Because if you're not doing your own research and find out what's really going on, then they're just going to tell you anything. And as long as the Democrats been around, they never really have done anything for the black community anyway. So that's all Stephen A. was saying. I'm going to let him say a little more if he had anything to say.
Work is saying that's the man in power. I know what his agenda is. I'm not exactly in a position to stop him since the Republicans have the Senate and the House.
Pretty much.
But maybe if I'm willing to work with this man, I might get something out of it for my constituency. Because like Joe Manchin said, he's there to represent, or was there for 15 years to represent, the people of West Virginia.
And that's Stephen A. spiel. He didn't really say much. He didn't go in depth. He didn't bash her or nothing like that. But earlier you just heard about him and Jasmine Crockett and AOC, what he was alluding to about them two going against the administration, the Republican administration. So, on the other hand, we have a podcast with Angela Rye and Tiffany Cross. So we want to get into this, and this is what they were saying. Now they're on there just running down on Stephen A., which is, like most of the left do. And on top of that, not only are the two ladies on here going in on Stephen A., you got these two simps up here, they throwing their little 2 cents, taking shots at him too. So let's roll the footage to see what they has to say.
He's got to deal with black woman issues.
Oh my God.
Writ large. And
Yes,
whatever
black woman
self-hate is
issues.
just within him.
That is self-hate. before
I've
black women.
never seen a clip of him where he actually praises a black woman.
That's what I'm saying. He's got
something
black woman issue he's got to deal with. But
For those who are listening, that was Stephen A. Smith commentating about Jasmine Crockett's lack of work. For context, there was a poll that was recently done, and Jasmine Crockett's approval numbers amongst the American people rival Barack Obama's in 2008. So just for context, he is on an island unto himself. Because people,
for some
because people see her largely working on our behalf. And I also want to say, we recently had Jasmine Crockett on. It was on my solo pod, and Jasmine is on the show talking about having to go get fit for a bulletproof vest. Because this is the kind of messaging they're hearing on their sports platforms, on talk radio all the time. There is a growing divide between black men and black women.
Oh my God.
And I think that
you see how they try to spin this about the black man talking about the black woman, and not once have they say anything challenge or saying that what Stephen A. Smith said about Jasmine Cross, does it hold weight, does it has merit, or does it have anything? Was it true or not? Now, I feel like anyone could have said this, and it still would have been They're not even considering the fact that this woman is just a poor running in the campaign for the trying to have the seat, and she's not going to be there long though. She's in the seat with AOC, but she's not going to really hold that long enough because she's being exposed every day. And not once have they their whole convo is bashing Stephen A. about he hates black women and he has black women issues and all that, but they're not holding their sister Jasmine Crockett accountable for the things that she's saying or what kind of the person that brings some kind of value to the district or to the Senate to see try to move things forward. She has no class about herself. She was just classy or look classy, but everything that comes out of her mouth is straight ghetto. They're not going to talk about that. And everybody that shows seen clips of Jasmine Crockett, she's straight ghettofied, straight out of the ghetto. She will pertain to be, but she's nowhere near coming up in the ghetto. But let's them continue to keep lying.
Some of them are also leaning more
And
conservative
she's
in
a
their talking
congresswoman
points.
from Texas, and
Yes.
Texas has this open carry law. Governor Abbott is such a dangerous,
But he
problematic
sets
person.
up a false
I
argument.
see dangerous.
Yes.
How much attention is this taken away from you getting whatever you need for your district?
Want to start a podcast but not sure how? Riverside has got you covered. First,
The Republicans control the House of Representatives,
Right.
the Senate, and the White House. They not letting her get ish for her districts. And so the best she can do right now, not just for her district, but for the
Well, I'm gonna
country,
get to the part
is
where
to
they,
speak up and hold them to
They think
I
that
think
they
white
think
men.
they
You
think that
guys, it's
Jasmine
not-
caricature her like he's doing.
Yeah.
And so my point though, but
Nancy Mace is the one that got violent. She was the
No-
one
no
that said, let's
question.
take.
I know them
Yeah.
both very well, and that just because I was in
They
the
attacked
legislature,
her.
so I look at that totally different. However, I will tell you that there is a through line between the Ice Cubes and the Jason Whitlocks and the Stephen A. Smiths, and these individuals, and Ice Cube may be slightly different than the other two,
Slightly,
but
yes.
Ever so
these
slightly.
individuals
These are simps.
have been around since we have been on this freedom struggle. Are in it for the change, and some people are in it for the change, right? They find the easy process, right? And how you're able to bring resources back to your community, or what Jasmine is
get to the
doing.
part where
So
she
he
wanna-
rather lampoon her.
Ad hominem.
That's what I've had to say
Did it
about
right
Stephen A.
here,
Smith and my
right
individuals who he matriculated with.
Because anytime we speak on this, it's like man haters and all this. But I feel such confidence in black men. I've never bought into the idea that all these black men are voting for Trump. Like, they vote overwhelmingly Democrat. We're pretty much in line with each other. What you all are saying is no, they are, and the data shows that there have been inroads among black men. I want to ask why, because it is frustrating to me, and it feels heartbreaking, to be honest, because
people have morals and values, and unlike you guys, you have nothing but a bunch of ad hominem attacks against black men and people that want to see the country thrive and want to see everyone out here getting it and being prosperous and doing things for their family. These people is not for your best interest, man. They have podcasts like these, and they throw these people up here like this is Tiffany Cross, and you have Angela Rye up here, and these two simps. I don't know them, and I don't think it's really important. But they have these people up here, these pundits, bashing them. And Stephen A. is smart. Stephen A. is chasing the bag on ESPN, and he got his own show. He said nothing wrong. He said nothing wrong. But let these people tell it. He's the worst person on earth. He's going to, and you know how they try to notice how they spin in the narrative, how they try to go against the black man, or he says something wrong against this black woman. No, it was the truth. But once again, these people, they don't mean you no good. And these the ones that just throw narratives out there and they have it. It's like throwing something on the wall just to make it stick. And for you to run with it and make it seem like, okay, this is just conversation now.
we are impacted by this system as well. It's not a matter of who's impacted worse. We're impacted differently. We sit at the intersection of being black and being women. And so when men are frustrated with this system, it feels like they fight us. You know, and I would put Stephen A. Smith in that category too. I'm mad at y'all for having joy. I'm mad at y'all for having success. I'm mad at y'all for surpassing us on college campuses. And so it's a small sect of men that are so angry and hurt that they're willing to align with the people who oppress us. What am I getting wrong?
That
Because
you're
if you
not-
listen to Stephen A. Smith and you find anything other than some absolute pure self-hating little dick energy nonsense from that half-witted idiot basking in the non-existent rays of his own ignorance.
You see that? You see the name calling and the straight disrespect that he receives over a simple opinion. And a lot of people may look at Stephen A. as, you know, he has merit and he has weight on a lot of things. A lot of things I don't agree with Stephen A. with. For the most part, a lot of things he make a lot of sense, but he, you know, you kind of sit back and think that you can give a different take on what he's saying. But this is really uncalled for, and I really hope that he do fire back at this podcast here, because it's a bunch of name calling, spinning the narrative over a person that's really incompetent of leadership. You know, like I said, they know that their party's in shambles, and they're going to do anything and everything they can to bring down someone else along the way. This is like a sinking ship with them. So,
Ignorance. It is sad to me that he even gets an audience of black men. Why aren't black men right now saying Stephen A. Smith? We banning him. We not listening to his podcast. We're not watching his show anymore. That's what black women do. We organize.
But
this is how they do it. They're trying to. She's calling to have Stephen A. counsel, and black women do carry. Black women do carry power. They do. They just carrying it in the wrong way. And this goes back to show Stephen A. got to be careful how he, you know, but it's he got the right to say what he wanted to say. It's people like this that try to cause the cancel culture on you and try to have you dismissed, don't, you know, have your contract void and all that. And these type of people that just, you know, make it hard for you on the daily to try to for you to try to progress in life. And it's an unfortunate situation, man. Stephen A. is in this situation, in this conflict. You know, I hope Stephen A. just kind of really annoyed, don't really pay it too much attention, because what they're doing is they're really trying to entice him to try to say something back so they can try to get him canceled so he could throw his bag away. But I really think that, and I think that he was actually telling the truth, just like most people do. I mean, you got people going in on Jasmine Crockett, which is, I plan on doing a video sometime later about Jasmine Crockett and all the lies that she's been spewing, and, you know, the kind of nonsense that she's been talking up to this point. So yeah, she is full of it, and people just calling out. But you got people like this that want to cancel you because it's all about who they like. But anyway, y'all leave a comment down below and let me know, are they reaching, or was Stephen A. really telling the truth, or are they really trying to cancel Stephen A. So y'all leave a comment down below. I'll get with y'all next video. I'm out. Peace.